Yeah, all right. So I'm assuming this is why everyone came out. Who came out here for plant medicines? Just curious. All right. How many people have heard of ayahuasca before? How many people have drank ayahuasca before? Cool. How about San Pedro? Cool. Kambo? All right. I'm not gonna have time to deal with like acid or MDMA or other nootropics or psychedelics. I just don't have a lot of time. But I'm gonna stick with the natural, the plant medicine world. So, so yeah, that's played a huge part of my life as well for the past 4 years. It's really kept me grounded and a really healthy mental space as I've been developing myself personally and professionally. So the first time I went was 3 years ago in Peru. So I have family still in New York, so every time I go back, it's the furthest part from here. So I only fly back once a year. So whenever I do, I tie an 8-week vacation to South America. So that's what happened the first year. I went down for my brother's wedding in New York. Then I'm like, all right, peace out. I'm going to Machu Picchu and the jungle. So I went to Iquitos, that's in Peru. Alejandro, yeah, I love Peru. So it was a 12-day retreat at the Temple of the Way of Light, and there's 7 ceremonies. And ayahuasca means vine of the dead, vine of the soul, and it's an all-natural brew. They call it a tea. It really doesn't taste like a tea. It's probably the nastiest thing you'll taste. How to describe it? It's like cigarette butts, coffee, and wood chips. I don't know, but like that's the best way. You want to gag it. But there's a reason they call it medicine, because it's medicine. It's not going to taste nice. So it's made by the indigenous tribes over there, the Shipibo people. That's one tradition, and it grows naturally in the Amazon. The 2 main components of it are the ayahuasca vine, which has an MAO inhibitor, and then the other part is chacruna, and that has DMT. DMT is dimethyltryptamine, and it's produced naturally in your pineal gland. And supposedly when we die, we get a flood of DMT, and that's why people who describe near-death experiences and DMT trips, they have a lot of similarities. So it was a 12 days, and we flew into Iquitos, and then it was like a 45-minute bus ride, and then a 45-minute river boat, and then another 45-minute hike. So we're in the middle of nowhere, and that's the whole point. There's no power, there's no electricity. You're pretty much cut off from civilization. There's no running water. The toilet's just like, put wood chips over it, and it's very rustic. But luckily I was living in Thailand, so for me it was like nothing. So yeah, that was that, and I'll describe the ceremony setting. So actually I'll describe the preparation. When you work with these medicines, you have to show, you have to go with intention, and you have to show, some respect, because it's not like a party drug where you're just gonna go to a rave and get messed up and trip out. Like, no, you're there to do work. You're there to do some serious healing and inner work and deal with whatever bullshit. So for 2 weeks, usually you have to be a very, very clean, raw diet, almost like a vegan diet, I'm sure. And yeah, the ceremonies start usually at night around 7 p.m. and you fast after lunch. And it's in a circle, and everyone goes and takes a shot of ayahuasca, and then the lights are out. That's it. And then the ecos come on, and that's the shamans singing these traditional medicine songs, which are beautiful, and they actually sound like angels in my opinion. But that's to help you journey through the night. And it's people say you go through a lot of purging during the process, and you can see pretty lights and all that stuff, but that's not the main point of it. The point of it is to purge, and that's releasing whatever garbage you have. So purging, I say, like vomiting, going to the bathroom, laughing, crying, screaming. If you walk into a ceremony hut, it sounds like a circus in there, because there's some intense shit going on, and it's some deep healing going on. So when you're releasing this stuff, it's a physical manifestation of the emotional, energetic stuff, the crap that's been deep inside of us since childhood. People go there for, like, if you have like a drug addiction, if you're an alcoholic, say you went through like a really painful divorce, or you got fucked up shit from childhood. Like, hey, you go there to like really let that shit go. And they say it's like 10 years of therapy in one night. And it's true, it's helped me a lot. And I think it's important because, like I said, when you carry all this stuff with you and you try and bring it, and you're bringing it into the world, how am I going to run a business if I'm still like suffering from the stuff? Like I haven't, from the past, like I haven't made peace with these demons or the past. And that's the thing with business and personal development. You need to, they're not separate. They're intertwined. So these retreats, they're great for that. They call them healing centers. And after the ceremonies, usually the next day you have a sharing session. It's like a big group circle, and you kind of share with each other what you went through. But it's cool because you really become close with the people that you meet. You're very vulnerable, and you're sharing some intimate stuff. And the people that you meet, I become very close with. I see them once a week, once a year sometimes. They're all over the place. So it's a really good way to meet like-minded people. And you're also you're in nature, cut off. So you're in the beautiful Amazon. You're able to just reground yourself and be without the distractions of modern society, and that gives you time to think and get creative and just enjoy yourself. So that's ayahuasca. The other medicine I'm going to talk about is San Pedro. So that is the cactus medicine that's also called wachuma, and the main ingredient in that is mescaline. So it's similar to peyote, it's peyote's cousin. And that one is called grandfather medicine because it's more gentle. They say ayahuasca is mother medicine because she can be like a tough mother. She can really like kick your ass and show you what you fucked up on. Whereas grandfather medicine, he's more gentle. It's a little bit less intense of an experience. In my opinion, it's more enjoyable. And these are typically like 8 to 12-hour journeys. They're a lot longer. And usually you take them in the daytime. You can do nighttime ceremonies. And they call that a heart chakra opener. And that has helped me a lot. I think I've been able to be more heart-centered in my business and my personal relationships, and I've been able to take that and put it into my business because now that I'm coaching, I need to be able to connect with people and have them open up. And people would say, Chris, you're very open. I feel comfortable with you. And so the stuff that I've been able to learn during ceremony, I've been able to take that and apply it to the outside, to the business world, and that's been really huge for me. I'll tell you where I did it. So that was the first year in Peru. I'd highly recommend going, to the Sacred Valley in Cusco and Pisac. Cusco is one of my favorite places. It's in the beautiful Andes, and I actually want to go back and be a digital nomad there for a little bit. So that was 3 years ago. Last year, I went to Ecuador and Colombia, and this retreat center is called Gaia Sagrada. That is actually in the Andes Mountains of Cuenca. And it's a beautiful city, and it's a lot cooler. The insects and the mosquitoes aren't trying to kill you the way they are in the jungle. So if you're not really a jungle person, I'd recommend going to the Andes. And Gaia Sagrada, that was a 12-day retreat, and you have 2 ayahuasca ceremonies, 2 San Pedro ceremonies, and then a sweat lodge ceremony where you combine both medicines. And that tradition was very different because the shamans, even though they were of Ecuadorian and Spanish descent, they were actually able to speak English. And if you're looking for a place to go, that's something to consider because you do want to be able to speak to shamans and explain what you're going through. And if you have questions, you want to be able to have them support you. So I'd highly recommend that. And this year I went again, actually back in July and August. And this time I brought my brother with me. And because I thought he could benefit from it. So I went there, and that was the 3rd time. And every time it's different. There's, like I said, the first time I went to Peru, it was really just deal with the past. But since then, I've been able to heal and move on. So that's what I've been using these medicines for, to help me move forward and grow as a person. So I've been able to really apply that to my business. So, like I said, I was into drop shipping and e-commerce, and to be honest, I really don't give 2 shits about selling products from China. It's not what makes me get up in the morning. So when I went last year, I was like, man, I don't really enjoy what I'm doing anymore. I feel like I'm working a job again. So, I was able to use that time to just figure out what it is I want to do with my life and my business. And when I came back, that's when I got into coaching. So, by going to that retreat last year, I was able to just look for the answers inside and have them guide me to what I should do with my business. And that's been really helpful to develop that intuition and listen to that voice. So this year, I worked with Kambo also. So Kambo comes from a frog in the Amazon. It's another medicine, but this one's not psychedelic. This one, they scrape the venom off the frog, and then they burn it into your skin. And they do that because it's to induce an allergic reaction. It's a very strong purge. It's a very strong detoxing agent. So you drink water for like half an hour. You drink a shitload of water, and then after you get the stuff burned into you, it goes into your lymphatic system. And that is what triggers this massive purging process. So all the crap that's in your liver, all the bile, it comes out, as well as any energetic or emotional stuff that comes out as well. I did 3 ceremonies, 6 shots on my arm, 6 on the heart chakra, and then a bunch on the lower meridian on my leg. And I'd recommend that one as well. The origin of that medicine is they used to give that to the hunters before they went hunting, Kambo, and it would be to give them strength and better clarity and focus. And for me, I'm like, I'm doing all these businesses and I really want to change the world. I need to boost my immune system and just get as much help as possible and just be a very healthy human being to do this. So yeah, it's also a natural immune booster. It's got antimicrobial and antifungal properties. The pharmaceuticals are all trying to patent it as well. So all these medicines, if you're going to work with them in South America, I'd highly recommend that you work with all of them because they're very synergistic. They work with each other and they build on top of each other. And they're really great for personal development. And the benefit of going to retreat, like I said, is you're isolating yourself. You're giving yourself solitude and introspection, time to think about what it is that you want to create with your business. And when you're able to step out of this rat race that we are here of living every day and working, you can actually get better creativity. You can find out what you really want to do with your business. And that's why like I said, I go there 8 weeks to just travel and be in nature and just work with these medicines. It's an investment in time and money, but you know what? It pays off for sure.
Amo y maestro del conocimiento.